got text. All right, so let's see. I've got. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Sam. I got it quiet right now, so I'll turn up the volume in a minute. I'm just tracking some guitars. I didn't like that. I'll turn my guitar down a little bit. I'm basically just playing to a track. Yeah, I didn't like that, so I'll punch in there. I'll explain in a second what I'm doing. This is my life. That's better. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. There was a moment there I liked it, but I also didn't like it. I'm like, let's see. Here was up. This was okay. Yeah, I liked it. Like that, but the timing is kind of weak. Okay, I'll just start right there. I liked all that. That was good. Okay, let me bounce, crossfade, bounce, flatten and merge. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to make you sit through all of this, although I'm getting there. Let me see. Where did it kind of go off the rails, so to speak, here? Morning, Charlie. I like that. Yeah, maybe there. I like that there, but I'm gonna get rid of that. Maybe do it again. I can listen and see what I did. Yeah, maybe do something. Ah, dang it. Let me try to do that. Let's see if I can. Ah, that wasn't. Yeah, that would be cool. If I could do it. Okay, I kind of like that. All right. Did I get into? No, I'm good. Okay. All right. I'll explain to you now what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna have to turn. I'm gonna turn up the volume now. So, the reason I turned down the volume for you, I'm turning down the volume for you because I'm turning up the volume in here. Like if I play it now, uh, hold on. I can. All right. Then it would just distort because I like, you know, when you're working, one of the things I tell people, like, it's really important for singers when you're recording that you get the levels exactly how you want it, okay? Because if your voice is too quiet to the mix, you might sing out of tune. You're not going to hear the nuance. If it's too loud, you're going to be timid and you're not going to sing maybe full voice or whatever. You've got to get that mix just right. It's exactly the same when you're doing the guitar. Like, you want the guitar to sit in a place that makes you comfortable. Everybody's different, so there's no one setting. It's not like I can open up a session and go, here's a guitar overdub volume level setting that's just automatic. No, it's, you know, because sometimes where I actually want to be further back in the mix. Right now I'm a little hot in the mix. In fact, a lot of times I need more drums or something because I tend to rush, be a little ahead of the beat, and I got to relax. But so what so right now I'm just tracking some guitars on. It's so you can hear how loud it is now. Sorry, I'm also doing some work here. All right, so I've been trying to work on one of the things I like about Robben Ford is the way he can kind of bring jazz into blues. And he's always done that, and it's always been kind of cool. And I'm always like, what, you know, like what's the half of you are watching me right now like, okay, is he going to tell us the secret key? You know, it's like, I'm not immune to that either. You know, I'm like, what's the trick? You know, and it's like, there's no trick. It's just freaking practice. It's like, dang it. You just got to play a billion hours to get things down. And so I created a jam track that originally was only 4 bars or 8 bars, and I just loop it. I just looped it here. But then I decided, you know what? I've been working on this, and I'm going to show you the chord progression. It's a chord progression that just sits on D minor. It's the way it's laid out is actually really, really good. I didn't really plan it this way. Originally, I think the chord progression of the song that I'm kind of taking it from moves a lot faster. Not tempo-wise, but the chords come along a lot faster. And I didn't remember that when I sat down to do the piano keyboards for it. Here's what basically one phrase sounds like. Let's make sure I don't grab a... So I copy and pasted, right, all that 1 8-bar phrase that I created to go 12 minutes for a jam track for YouTube. But then I would go in, and it's not like as easy as that because I don't want it to be a loop. So I go in there and I change a keyboard line. Like I'll go into every one of the 8-bar groupings and I'll change like 2 of the 3 tracks. There's only 3 tracks: bass, bass, drums, and keyboard. Okay. That's still pretty loud. Of course it's loud. I haven't turned it down. Okay. Yeah, my Instagram is just the Strahle, but I don't do music on. It's just a personal thing. Yeah, Sam, I'll somebody ask about that, or you just, drop 2. What's drop 2 chords? Yeah. So what I would do is I would take that 8-bar phrase and I would change a couple notes in the piano, maybe add a ninth or something, or take the top voices down an octave. The top voice of every chord down an octave or something, and then put it back or whatever. And then maybe change a bass line. And then the next 8 bars, I would maybe change a bass line and change a drum groove. Next one, I might do a drum groove changes like hit an extra snare hit in there, or make it a little busy or something. Then go to the keyboard and change something there. Maybe just sit on, well, I don't think I ever do whole chords, but the progression is basically E minor, D minor, D minor 7 to C over D, basically. And actually, technically, that would be more like an A minor 7 over D. Someone's probably going to call me out on that, but anyway, it's 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's literally only playing the D minor 7 chord for 1.5 beats of a 2-bar phrase, and then the next 6.5 beats, it's this kind of just barring all 5 strings, top 5 strings. I'm actually muting the bottom string with the tip of my index finger here. Not that I'm hitting that string, but in case I do. And it does that 3 times. Okay, then the next chord, totally out of key. And what that is basically a G major 9th with an A in the bass. Really pretty chord. So what I'm playing is open A, and then 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, and I'm barring the top 4 strings. And I'm using, kind of like making a power chord. But it becomes a major 7th chord. Power chord here, but a major 7th chord here. It's like 70s rock song gone wrong. But that is a cool chord. You could also play it like that. It's basically kind of a D over A, but with a G in it. Okay, I'm not using my second finger at all. Okay, top 5 strings, open A string, and open 5, 7, 7, 5, and then I just slide those down, those 2 notes down. But I'm actually going to bring my second finger in there because sliding those 2 notes down and having the bar to me is a little uncomfortable. So I just go ahead and make this a 4-finger chord. So it ends up being an A7 sharp 5. And there's the one that's hard to play over. Now, the thing I was just telling you about, like, originally I think the progression is more like... Okay? It's a lot shorter in that section of the song. And so what I did was I just took, I wanted to practice playing over this chord. And Robin Ford does this really interesting scale. Sam, I don't know the name of it, but it's kind of it's a half of a diminished scale and half of a whole tone scale. I think I talked about it last week. So I've been kind of working on it. See, that's the weird thing, because normally when I play that C sharp scale, I always want to go to the D if I'm in a D minor thing, but he wouldn't do that. He goes to E flat. And it just sounds really cool over that chord progression, over that particular chord. So I created this jam track to kind of get that scale under my fingers, right? Well, the unintentional lesson that I learned that the things I learned at 62 that I wish I learned at 22, one of the cool things about accidentally playing this D minor, that D minor chord thing for 6 bars, is that it's kind of teaching me to be patient. It's teaching me because when the chord that it's kind of the opposite of what I tell you to do, right? What do I say when you got to work on something? Work that little bit, right? Like if you've got a song that's like G, C, E minor, D, and you're having a hard time going E minor to D, and let's say it's 2 bars of each, like 2 bars of each of those chords, right? And you're having trouble going from E minor to D. Let's say that's the scenario. Well, you could practice that chord progression, but you're wasting all that time, right? Because you don't have any practice going from G to C to E minor. It's just here. So just practice those 2 chords. And that's still a viable lesson. That's 100% still true. There's nothing untrue about it. But one of the things that happens is that, when you get to that moment, you kind of stress out a little bit because you've been playing all this time 6 bars, and now you got to get to that change, and you're like, oh, and then you mess it up because you've been stressing about it for about 2.5 bars. And so that's kind of what, with this thing, I'm like, D minor kind of jams. Then goes to D major, and then to that. See that I messed up, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like you got to get to it, and I'm kind of playing over the changes rather than through the changes. Like for example, when it got to that chord, I kind of got my lick ready to go, kind of thing, and eventually the goal is to just kind of have it be seamless. And so, you know, you start finding little things that work or things that make it. And I mean, to be honest, I've never done a chord progression where it's gone from G major 9 over C to A 7 sharp 5. That's pretty unusual. So to actually be able to play through those two chords doesn't necessarily need to be something I need to practice. But that augmented chord is always kind of a challenge to play over. And if it's going to a D minor chord, hello, loose, what's going on? It's nice to have some tools to play over that if it's going to D minor. I could also go to D major, so if it's like I could totally do that. So this goes to major or minor. It doesn't really matter. And it's very common to go from an A altered chord to a D major or D minor chord. All right. All of that is like, oh, I kind of need to, you know, this is, but here's what's so okay, tell me if this is a bad idea. And I'm, the problem is, you know, like I want to do a, you know, I want to get more videos up. I'm trying to be more productive on the YouTube front, but it's hard to, it's just hard to find time. I've been so slammed, and which is a good thing. And that's one of the values I bring to my YouTube channel is that I'm actually a working professional guitar player. I'm not a YouTube guitar player. That's not my thing. I'm blessed to have 100 and how many do I have? 133,000 or something like that. I'm averaging about 500 new subscribers a month, which is great, you know, but I don't think I'll ever get to 1 million. I'm never going to get the, is that a bigger plaque? I think it's a bigger plaque when you get the, I mean, I have up there. I've played on lots of like, in fact, the show I worked on, Palm Royale, won Emmy for best theme, which I played on. TV show theme, which was, it's just a great show, great music. And particularly just the style of the show is great. And Jeff, the composer, Jeff Toyne, he really does a great job of feeding into the style of the show. Hey, wait, what are you doing? Brad, go to the beach. You're not supposed to be here. Never say never. So, holy cow, the house looks gorgeous, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to say anymore. It looks freaking amazing. What was I talking about? Brad, you distracted me. Dang it. Yeah, you're in Cabo. The house looks amazing. I was talking about, what was I? You guys were listening to me. Apparently I wasn't listening to me. My YouTube channel. Yeah, you know, and I've worked on lots of, I've worked on lots of Grammy-winning records. And now I can't get a statue just for working on it, but I can get a plaque, you know, or I can get a parchment, like a piece of paper that says I worked on it or whatever. And, but the problem is, it's depressing to me. It's like, you know, to get those things, and for one thing, where would I put them? I don't want them. I don't have any sign of guitar stuff in the house. Like, you wouldn't know I'm a musician for the most part in the house. In my studio, in my other studio, it's obviously I'm a guitar player. It's obvious what I do, but I don't want to think about it when I'm not doing it necessarily, if that makes sense. It's kind of like the way dorms used to be. Like, you'd have a bed and a desk, and now they put the beds in one room and the desks in the other. It's super smart. You sleep better. And so, yeah, I try not to. I try to disconnect from it when I'm not working on it. Oh, you can't see it anymore. You commented earlier. What? Well, it wouldn't go anywhere. Oh, scroll up, Charlie. Oh, modes. Do you have an Instagram page? Yeah, no, I answered that. It's the Strahle, but again, it's not particular. Sometimes I mean, yeah, I'm sometimes doing um, guitar stuff on there, but sometimes it's kids photos of the kids on their birthdays and stuff like that. It's not a very exciting Instagram page, let's just say. It's more for friends and family. But you're welcome. I have it set to public um, until you open a closet. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. I do have a lot of closets full of guitars. But I don't really have any of those. I never got any of those because some of it's depressing because it can cost you to get one of those like Emmy things or Oscar things or Grammy things or gold records, you know, the platinum records, all that stuff I've worked on. To get those, it could cost you $1,000 or more to get this thing. And I'm like, you know, the session only paid $300, so that's really depressing to me. I don't want a $1,000 reminder that I only got paid $300 for a Grammy-winning, what, not a Grammy, but yeah, a Grammy-winning record. Yeah, or a trillion seller or something, you know. So I tend to kind of like not. And the other thing, and I said this the other day, I think I said it here, I think, and it was brilliant, if I may say so myself. No, it's like those plaques, those are reminders of things I've done, and I really don't care about that. I'm always looking forward. Even as old as I am, I'm still looking forward. And but the YouTube award represents 11 years of hard work, and so that one actually, and you know, Google has taken care of me fairly well. There's been some really nice months. It's not very profitable right now, but you know, that's just inevitable for all YouTubers. And so that I hang up. That I'm proud of. But like I said, all the, you know, I don't have any room for gold records or platinum records or Emmy awards or Grammy awards or Oscars or any of that stuff. I just don't have room for it. And again, when I'd rather hang a guitar up that says what I could do in the future. To me, looking at that dobro right there, I'm like, oh, I could use that on this track, or I could. It's future looking. I don't like looking. I mean, I don't mind looking back. I'm as maudlin and as nostalgic as anybody. But for work stuff, it's like I'm always trying to look forward to. Yes, I do have something coming up with Apex. Steven said he's sending me something soon, so I don't know what it's going to be. But I haven't done anything on Apex in a while. I don't know if he's having other writers work on it and they play guitar. Because a lot of times the guitar stuff I'm doing is more sound design and weird effects and things like that. But this one is going to be more guitar focused, I think. So, there'll be every 8th or 9th or 10th character in Apex. Oh, everybody take a sip because I'm talking about Apex. Every 8th or 9th or 10th character will kind of require there to be a real strong guitar sound. But the rest of the time, he'll send me the tracks and say, hey, just do some weird stuff on it, and I do that. He calls it being a mad scientist. So, were you involved in Love Yourself by Bieber? Well, yes and no. I got that track sent to me before it was released because Ed Sheeran, who played that, I think it was like a hollow body electric guitar plugged direct into the board, the mixing board. And so so they sent it to me, but there were no vocals, there were nothing on it, just the guitar, and it had a horrible buzz, just a buzz. And Josh sent it to me, and it was before the song came out, so I didn't know what it was. What was it? How does it go? It's like. And it's funny because to me it sounds a lot like Home to Mama. So it's kind of like Ed Sheeran's version of Home to Mama, which I wrote. But so I replayed Ed's guitar and so they could have it without the hum. But ultimately, Josh, I think had two other or three other guitar players doing it too, and none of us could get Ed's vibe. And there's a software called RX that you can actually remove that kind of noise, which is amazing software. And what it does is it records the noise that you want gone, and then plays it back but inverted phase. That's how noise canceling headphones work. So it takes that whatever noise you have. If you drop a phone in the middle of a perfect take, you can get rid of that sound with RX. It's pretty crazy, cool software. They use it in movies all the time when they're capturing dialogue and one of the crew makes a noise or whatever. They can clean it up and even if it's right on a word of dialogue, it doesn't matter. It'll only get rid of those frequencies. So, hello from Antwerp. Hey, Richard, what are you doing in Antwerp? Is that where you live? Belgium looks amazing. I got to get to Belgium. I got to get to Denmark. Eli, I got to go hang out with Eli, young producer that I met. Mud Hens fan, fellow Tigers. Oh, thank you. You know, maybe you're right. I haven't even done a short before. I could do a short. You know, I did some for I could, you know, well, I don't know if I could redo them. I had a TikTok for a while. Kind of got rid of it just because I was a little, you know, paranoid about having TikTok on my phone. And Alex got me hooked up with TikTok, my son, and he was so mad because my third TikTok has like at this point has like 180,000 views. So, but yeah, maybe you're right. I should probably try to do that. I always think it doesn't generate any revenue because it's too short, or it's like you don't have an ad on it. So I'm not sure how it generates revenue, but I could totally do some I could do some shorts. They're the vertical ones, right? Yeah. So I would shoot them with this, boom, like that. Oh, who's texting? All right. Mostly just junk. Election stuff. I'm always getting election texts. I just say junk. So let's see. And what I'm doing. So tell me if this is I mean, I just thought it would be an interesting idea. I want to upload this jam track, which I already bounced it, so it's bounced. Let me see how long it is. Boom, boom, boom. Practice track. Robin Ford jam track. It's 12 and a half minutes long. And again, the reason I make jam tracks pretty long is because back in the day, the way I did jam tracks when I was a kid in high school, I would take my little realistic cassette deck, I hit record, and I do the jam, right? I record it, and then I hit stop, rewind, and then I jam along with it. Well, I never had the patience to do it for 10 minutes. Like, I would always right at the moment where I was like starting to make some breakthrough and playing over that progression, the tape would end. And I'm like, you know, because I only did 2 minutes. So I make all my jam tracks like 10 plus minutes so that no ad, and I put ads at the beginning, there's ads at the end like you would ever get to the end. But if you get to the end, I make money. But I make a little money at the front, so you'll have to put up with probably 2 ads at the front. But then you're gonna have, you're gonna have 12 minutes of no ads. If YouTube puts an ad in there, I can't control that, but they don't. I can control generally. On this, they were putting ads in, and I think I have ads set to every 30 seconds on this. Edit. Monetization every 30 minutes. Sorry, did I say 30 seconds? Show ads to viewers at different times to maximize. Okay. So you're all going to get ads at different times. And in fact, you'll probably be. Oh no. Okay. I don't know what time I started. How long have I been going? Where is that? Oh, 36 minutes. So you all just got an ad. Or some of you did. Some of you, I think, Bob, you pay for YouTube, so you don't get ads. So let's see. Which also maybe ads, if you get like a 10-second, 30-second ad, now you're 30 seconds behind, or do you just pick up where it left off? I don't know. So my thinking is that I do this jam track that you jam along with, and then at the end of the jam track is me playing over the jam track to give you a sense of how I'm using the scales that I'm showing you that are actually going to be in there. So on the graphic is going to be the progression and then the chords. And then after a while, like every minute, I'll change it from progression to the scales, and then progression to the chords and progression to the scales and things like that. So I'll have two graphic cards basically, and I'll maybe I'll put in a card there that will be like a 10-second card that says stick around for the end, and after the jam track you can hear how I played over it. And that's what I'm recording right now. So and I wasn't gonna do the whole 12 minutes. I was just gonna do like 3 or 4 minutes, because a 12-minute solo you would never in a million years do. You know, like how do you do a 12-minute solo? But I just got going, and like I said, now I'm at 5 minutes. So I'm kind of like, well, I might as well just keep going all the way to the end. It won't be particularly interesting, but the cool thing is you could jam along with me. Or if I do a line that you like, you can rewind it and listen to it and copy it. So in some regards, it's not a bad idea. So the video is going to end up being 25 minutes. And in between the jam track and my playing over it, I'll have a couple ads. And then maybe while I'm jamming over it, I'll put an ad or two in there too. So if you happen to go all the way through, but you got an ad, hey Pepper, okay, yeah. And I don't know if some of you get an ad if you like right away, if you come in at 29 minutes and then we hit 30 minutes and then all of a sudden everybody gets ads. You're like, Tom has ads every minute? It's like, no, it's because you're 29, you started at minute 29. It redirects audiences to YouTube. Yeah. Sorry, Charlie, thank you so much. Instagram and TikTok reach people faster than longer videos. Yeah, you're definitely true that. Well, and I could always do an edit of any video I do. Like I could do I have Final Cut Pro, and I could totally do an edit of a section of my video that I just posted and put it up on Instagram. Up on Shorts, right? And how long are the YouTube Shorts? Is it 60 seconds is the max? Oh, you get an ad at the beginning. Yeah, that's true. I do think there's an ad at the beginning. Dennis, so far I'm having a wonderful day. My Starbucks is closed, so I'm having to, because they're doing a complete renovation. I heard that it opens on next Monday, so I'm very happy. Next Monday I will be able to walk to Starbucks again. And I do walk to the Starbucks that I drove to today, but it's 3.5 miles round trip, and that's a lot of walking, and I can't do it on Monday morning. I generally don't have time. And I started late today because I forgot I had to do a pickup. Literally had to play one chord. I missed on a session I was doing. I didn't see it. It was on the end of a chart or something, and I just missed it. And the composer, she was like, "Oh, can you pick up? I loved everything you did." And she said, "Can you pick up that one chord you missed?" I'm like, "Oh shoot!" And it's funny because when the chart said like a D5 chord, like this. Let's see. I need to. All right. But when I listen to the track, the demo guitar, because a lot of times composers will bounce a demo guitar of what I'm supposed to play. It was a C note. So I'm like, well, which is it, C or D? So I did both, and it was a track that I was doing left and right, like power chord. So I had left and right. So I did a C for the left, a C for the right, a D for the left, a D for the right. And it was literally, we're talking 1 bar, 2 bars long, a bar going into it and a bar coming out of it kind of thing. And then I bounced, because they may not like the amp sound, I bounce a DI track so they can reamp it. And so that's another force. So for that one chord, I had to bounce 8 tracks, but I only did 1 bar. I gave them, usually when I'm working with a composer, I have everything start at bar 1 so they can just drop it in and it'll automatically, everything will line up. But I don't really need to do that. If I put the measure in there, they can drop it in themselves, and she'll probably drop it into the track, whichever one she wants. She'll drop into the track, the original track where I missed that chord. Anyway, okay, so I didn't, Charlie. Oh, your keyboard's not working. So you're yelling at your computer right now. Yeah, it was 100 degrees yesterday. But, this time of the year, when it's 100 degrees, it's 100 degrees for about 12 seconds and then it starts going down. So it's lovely at night. It gets down in the 60s. We open up the house at night. We got all the air, cool air coming into the bedroom and stuff. So, oh, yeah. Oh, you'd never watched that video, Joseph? Yeah, I realized this guitar has about as filthy of a fretboard. It's gross. I can't see it from this perspective. See, I'm not looking at my guitar like this. Well, even if it's in a rack, it's like this. So I'm perpendicular to the fretboard like this. When I pick it up, I put it on my lap, I play it, and I put it back. So I'm never seeing the fretboard. I don't feel the gunk or anything. And then it's funny because, like a guy, it's such a guy thing. Ladies, tell me if you do this. I really doubt you do. But when I did the Paul David's video and everybody started commenting on the gunk of the guitar, I picked up the guitar and I went, oh, that is gunky. And I was like, I scraped it with my fingernail and smelled it. Don't think women do that. But guys are like, oh yeah, what is that? And the crazy thing is it smelled like cigarette smoke. And that guitar, since I've owned it, like 10 years, and I bought it used, has never been around cigarettes. So there's no way it smelled like cigarette smoke in the last 10 years. So that means that gunk was from the previous owner. Or a lot of the gunk was. The gunk on top of the gunk was my gunk. I just like saying gunk. The mojo. Yeah, the mojo is all gone. That guitar hasn't written a hit since I cleaned it, so it's all gone. But I don't know, Pepper, do women do that? It's just not I just don't see. My little sister probably would do that. Lee would do that. You all met Lee. Some of you met Lee when she had COVID. She was in the hospital with COVID back when I started doing these videos, and she would join us. I need to remind her that I'm going to text her right now. Just tell her that the live stream misses her. She's working from home right now. She's probably on a conference call. Oh, Sadie. Yeah, I mean, you can look up that video that Joseph is talking about. I can find it. Because it does talk about, I asked my guitar tech what I should use to clean it, and I ordered the exact stuff that he said, and it was literally lighter fluid. So I'm like, wait a minute, am I Paul Stanley? Is my guitar going to catch on fire? It's like at church, if it hasn't by now. Let's see, YouTube, Strahle, ETA. Listening to ET for the first time. Here it is. Yeah, so So there's that. Now, I haven't talked about any lesson at all, really. I mean, I've talked about life lessons. That's what we're learning today. Now, it says drop 2 chords. So, like at the beginning of this video, Sam kind of explained what drop 2 chords are. So you all can pretty much play this major 7 chord, F major 7. It's top 4 strings, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's kind of like Color My World, right? I'm gonna try to find I'm gonna pull up a cleaner sound here. Like I said, I've been tracking guitars on this. Rushed on that lick, but I like that lick. But that's a problem with having a lick you want to use. You're like, oh, I worked on this lick, I really want to implement it into my solo, and it's like, invariably the first time you do it, you're going to be like rushing. You're going to be so excited to use it, it's not going to come out right. You got to get to the point where you've done it 100 times, and it's like, no big deal, just naturally. I love this though, because the scale that's I'm using over the augmented, again, is a half of a diminished scale, and the diminished scale is really, really easy to play or really easy to conceptualize. We start on A, open A string. It's a half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. It's an 8-note scale. No, most scales are 7-note scales. We did talk about this last week. But it's this particular scale that Robin Ford uses is only half of that, and then it goes on to make it a whole tone scale. And so one of the cool things about whole tone scales, again, whole tone scale is, if I did it on A, it would just be A, B, C sharp, just go 2 frets. And it's a 6-note scale. So all told, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 7-note scale because he combined an 8-note scale with a 6-note scale, and he ended up with a 7-note scale. So it's still got the same kind of diatonic, phrasing that you can have. One of the things that he does a lot, Terry Kath was so good. It was one of my favorite guitar players. The bebop thing is to take any scale, start on any note in the scale, and then go down a third and then play up from there. It's crazy how that just sounds so much better than, like, if I play D minor, like, that sounds cool, but if I go, it just sounds so much better. I take any note. Or, let's see. It just sounds more intentional and less like an exercise or practice. And so that's kind of what he kind of does with that scale a lot of times. He would take them. He would do that where he would go down a third and then go up from that point. So the scale ultimately is. And I don't even know what you call the scale, Sam, but basically I would say it's A, B flat, C, C sharp, then E flat, or D sharp. I'm going to call it E flat, F, and G. So that whole C sharp, E flat, F, and G thing is a whole tone scale. Again, whole tone scale. Now, if on the guitar, a whole tone scale is built up of whole steps, and if 2 whole steps is a major third. And on a guitar, on the 2nd and 3rd string, you have these major thirds. So if you just take a major third up like this, 2 frets, you got this cool little whole tone thing. It's like the other night I had a dream. You know, whole tone scales are one of the scales that they'll often use in cartoons to denote a dream sequence. But again, this scale is not all whole tones. It's only half whole tones. Say that 3 times fast. It's the little things. But this here, those notes are all part of the scale. And then you got you start to find these little shapes, almost like boxes. Like it's that lick I do. I really like that. Is I'm using that whole tone shape, and then I'm doing a tone in the scale, resolving it to another tone, the C sharp to the C. And I'm doing the same thing, going C to B flat. And then it's just faster. And then I could go, because those right there are all in that scale. So you know when I'm working. So what I was doing when I was looping this thing, I go, okay, I'm going to play in 5th position, and so I would take the jam track. And I got to mute what I did here, and I would only play. Easier to be melodic over a minor chord. And so what I would do is I would practice in that position, and then I would let it jam. I would play it for 10-20 minutes, and then I would move to the next position. And so, like, I was at the 5th position. Now I'm going to be 7th position-ish. So that, it's like. See, I got a little off there. I'm like, what was it? There it is. And so then I would do that for 10-20 minutes, and then I would move up to the really comfortable D minor pentatonic up here. So, Shades of Caribbean Queen. That's interesting. Yeah. It totally is that. It is the same as Caribbean Queen. Yeah, it's D minor 7 to C. That's a very common chord progression in the 80s. And I'm not even sure what Robin Ford record. I think it's a Talk to Your Daughter, that would have been early 90s, I think. I can't remember. But I think this is a song from, like, it's not directly, but it's kind of a snippet of the chord progression. Totally not copyrightable. Of course, I'll probably have a copyright infraction when I upload it, which drives me insane with YouTube. We'll see if they keep doing that. But I mean, that's another reason why I don't do loops. But because none of these are loops. I played in the drums, I played in the bass, I played in the keys, and then like I said, I copy and pasted that 8-bar phrase enough times to get to 12 minutes. But then I went in and changed, like, it's 3 tracks. It's guitar, it's keys, it's a Fender Rhodes, then I have a bass, I have to be careful not to hit it too hard, or else it does a slap thing. And then the drums, basically. You ever put a piece of paper on your desk that you go, okay, I got to fill this out and send it in, and it literally will sit there for a year? I got this paper, and I was like, oh yeah, this direct deposit thing. And because I got a check in the mail for something, I'm like, why am I getting a check in the mail? They should be direct depositing this. And it's a check I get twice a year from SAG-AFTRA. And I was like, oh, and it came with a direct deposit form. I thought I filled this out. I thought I did this online. Why do I? And so it's hilarious. I brought it into my studio, and then I noticed a piece of paper underneath my keyboard. I pull it out. It's the same piece of paper. It was from a year ago. I'm like, oh my gosh. Shoot. I never did it last year when I said the same thing, Why are they sending me this check? And I'm like, got all indignant. And so, not really. Yeah, I'm going to get indignant when someone sends me a check. That makes zero sense. You're rich when they did years ago, this was like 20 years ago, one of the, I forget who it was, that sent checks to billionaires, right? To really rich people. They sent $10 checks to them. Personal checks, like, with their name on it. To see who, and then they kept, every time they cashed it, they would send them a check that was, like $5, and then they would send them $2, and they send them $1 and 50 cents or whatever, and see at what point would they just not even cash a check? It wasn't worth their time. And the only one that cashed the 2-cent check was Donald Trump. I just saw that was hilarious, and I'm sure it's somebody with a rubber stamp, and they're just flipping the check over and all that. So it just cracked me up. Yeah, you can see that I endorse. I guess I endorse elixirs. I mean, I love them. I wish they made them for all my instruments. I did just see Strahle Music, which is a cool store in Istanbul. Is it? I think it's ZIK. I think that's right. Strahle Music. They have a tool that can put loops on any string. So I'm like, okay, but I don't think Elixir makes long enough strings for this the Saz. I mean, this is a really long neck. Look how long this neck is. I can't even get it in the video. And the bottoms are, oh no, these are not. Yeah, this was cool. Actually, you can do this with any string. I was pretty impressed with how they did it, because I broke a string and then I kind of did the engineering. There's a lot of frets, a lot more than a guitar. I think it's about 18 frets per octave. You see the sound holes here. It's got a little boop, boop. So I guess you would mic it, and there's also a sound hole here. It's got a pickup in it. Did I know that? I don't think I knew that it had a pickup in it. That's funny. I don't know how quiet it is without the sound holes. It does make a difference. I technically hold it more like this. It's like I'm not, it's, and then you don't play with a pick, you play with, in the old days they played with feathers and stuff. But anyway, this store I'm going to be getting a lot of stuff at the end of the years when I tend to buy a lot of gear. Hello. Excuse me 1 minute. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Had a moth. Had to kill a moth. To kill a mockingbird. It wasn't as big as a bird. Yeah, so end of the year. Yeah, it's pseudo polytonal. Basically, like if it's an E and then there's an F, there's an F sharp, but there's also a note in between F and F sharp, so you can do that. To me, it almost sounds like I'm bending the string. It's kind of cool. I really like that. The thing is that I wasn't born there. I showed you that app on the app up for your phone that you can get called Radio. It's cool. It's called Radio, and you can listen to like any country in the world. You click on it's got the world map on there. You click on a country, you click on a decade, and it'll play radio from that decade, from that country. Like I'll pull up Morocco in 1950s, and it plays songs from it's the coolest thing, and it's all user supported. So the users are the ones that contribute. Users contribute the music, and so it's not music written by the users. It's just music that like, oh, this was a hit in Morocco in the 50s. And so you've got certain users that are, have certain countries that they're special. That was their specialty or whatever. So it's really, really hip. They made what? What's that? They made them, Leon. Oh, Azerbaijan. It's from that instrument I got from Istanbul. So I may go to Istanbul. I may actually go there. Thinking about it. Always wanted to see it. It's a very busy city, but always wanted to see Istanbul. That's a saz. S-A-Z. Actually, technically, it's a long neck saz. I have a short neck saz. It's funny because when we were in Barcelona or something, I went into a little shop and there was a guy sitting there playing a saz, and I'd never played one. And he was just sitting there, the guy that was watching the store, and I was like asking him about it, and I said, "Oh, that's cool. Can I see it?" And and as soon as I picked it up, I already had started playing ideas on it. And he was like, "Wait, what?" So I wasn't a saz player, but yeah, if you grew up hearing all those polytone, now they don't really use chords like that. They tend to be, well, the chords can be kind of weird too, but in Arabic music they have notation for 54 notes, 54 notes per octave. We only have 12. So it's crazy. I mean, they have notation for this note, that note, that note, that note, that note, and then that note. It's like, what? It's just like really insane. I say at the Strahle music place, they have this polytonic guitar where it's got grooves, and the frets are all individual one string frets that you can move up and down the groove, so you can add them, and so you can have multiple notes per octave or per chord, scale tone. So yes. Oh yeah, it's Constantinople, which Constantine named, obviously. Yeah, I used to listen. Occasionally listen to that, Joseph. I'm at church when that's on, but on the way to church, I'm usually listening to KUSC, which plays choral music, which I've really been. I'm not a big opera choral person, but I'm trying to learn. Yeah, there's lots of shops in Istanbul. Yeah, Hagia Sophia, how do you say it? It's spelled Hagia, but Hagia Sophia, yeah, for sure. We'll see the major things. I want to see the underground aqueduct thing. That looks amazing. It looks like Lord of the Rings. It was in a James Bond movie back in the early 60s. So that I want to see if it's open. Hagia Sophia, also the Blue Mosque. There's some great museums there. But the food is great. And then I actually already reached out to that store and said, if I'm in the country, can you set up some lessons for me? So I'll probably take a couple, maybe an oud lesson and maybe a lesson on some other instrument or something. So I haven't been. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Nice. Wow, that's quite a Jerusalem, Madrid, then Bogota. That's quite an itinerary. All right, so sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. That major 7 chord, the F major 7, F, A, C, E. Top 4 strings, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, super easy. Wow, look how easy that is. But let's do the next voicing of that. On the piano, so that would be like all, white keys and like that. And a piano, it's not hard at all. It's like thumb, first finger, third finger, and then pinky right next to it. It's kind of what you would call a tight voicing. But on the guitar, so if I take this F up to this note, this note up to this note, and this note up to this note, and then this note up to this note, it would be this. I don't think I can do it. 7, 5, 5, 1. Okay, that's just evil, right? That is not playable. On piano, it's easy. On guitar, it's almost impossible. On a ukulele, I could do it. But on a guitar, I can't because of the way it's strung. And so what you do is you take that second note from the top, knock it down an octave, and it goes there, and then you have the triad, and you go, and there's that same voicing, but with that, this is a drop 2 voicing, and what this is 2, 2, 1, 1. It's an F major 7 chord, okay? And so I took this, or if I wanted to do that version, I could show you. But that's how that came up with. Now, if I take this scale and go up to the next, or this chord and go up to the next voicing, it's kind of playable, but still. And I get this. But if I take this, this note down an octave, I get this shape. Very playable. 3, 4, 3, 5, 5, 5. So, yeah, so that's the origin of drop 2 chords to make chord voicings much more playable. The other thing about these drop 2 chords, like this F major 7, this one's the hardest one, and then this one's probably the easiest one. 10, 10, 10, 12. This one is 7, 9, 6, 8. 7, 9, 6, 8. Yeah. A, E, F, and C. And if I want to do a flat 5, I know which note is the 5th of each of those voicings, and I can lower it and create a major 7 flat 5. It's super cool. Or you can create a major 9th by taking the root up a whole step. Get rid of the root. Bass player's probably playing the root anyway. So if I did that here, if I take that root F there up a whole step, I get A minor 7 chord. Bass player's playing F, and it ends up being an F major 9. Sorry, I'm going really fast here. No quiz on this. Take a sip. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of cats. Love cats, so that won't be a problem. Beth would love the cats, so we'll see. It may be our trip. We may take it. Um, all right, so um, it's been about an hour or so. No, it's been more than an hour. How long has it been? An hour and 11 minutes. Okay. Let me do some more tracking on this, okay? I'm going to chip away at this. I want to finish it today so I can upload it. And my thinking is it's going to be a 12 and a half minute jam track, and it's going to be a 12 and a half minutes of me playing over the jam track. So, so then you can jam with the jam track, and then you can jam with me if you want. All right? Yeah, I hear Istanbul's stunning. It's definitely one of those places and it is hugely popular with tourists. It's a very safe city. Very popular with tourists, and it's just funny because when Beth and I would travel, I'd like get this. I'm like, okay, let's go to Barcelona. That sounds like a cool place to go. I didn't realize, by the time, when we went there, it was like 8th on the list of popularity. Now it's number 4. It's like everybody goes to Barcelona now. Amsterdam is another one where we went to, and we felt like it was, like, oh, okay, well, people aren't going to be there, and then all of a sudden everybody's going to Amsterdam. So it's just like, it's just funny. But I already know that Istanbul is probably easily a top 10 destination in Europe. Okay, so let's see what rushed it, but I'm fine with that. Okay, so that I kind of jacked up the weird scale, so I'm going to punch in there. Why doesn't it say in? It should stay in it. Okay, I'm gonna punch that in. I like that. I didn't resolve on a good note. Because again, that weird scale is. And so basically, what I'm playing this. So let me show you. Let me create a text here. And I gotta go here in a minute, but. So it would be like D minor 7 kind of to C over D. And then do that 3 times. Copy. And then it goes to G major 7 over A to A 7 sharp 5. That's the progression. All right, now let's make it a lot smaller. Put it somewhere where we can see it. Where's the? Oh, there we go. All right, make it a lot smaller. Okay, bring it down here. So that's basically the progression. All right, pretty simple. And then the scale I'm using over the A7 sharp 5. Let me just, can I duplicate that? Did it duplicate? No. Can I do it this way? No. It's a piece. This is a PC software, so it's it doesn't do the things that Macs do. So that scale again was A, B flat, C, C sharp, E flat, F, and G. I'm not sure the name of this scale. I would call it like a alter dominant. No, I don't know. But that's where I messed up here. And what did I do? I liked what I did, but I ended on the wrong note. See, I went to the E flat. I should go into the E natural. Yeah. No. What was the timing on it? B2 or B3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Not bad. I didn't like the way I ended that, but I like the stuff into it. And again, when you're doing pentatonics, you know, your hands are so used to pentatonics, you can kind of shred on them. I'm not really playing really fast on this because the vibe to me isn't like super duper shreddy. And my hands aren't warmed up. No, yeah, Sam, I never intended it to be up here. Like, yeah. Hey, so there's the scale. It's the most important scale you'll ever want to know. It's the secret to all guitar playing. Yeah, it's like, no, I was going to bring it down here. That's why I have this down here. I don't know where I saw this. Somebody did it and was, oh, that's duh. In fact, originally, I don't know if you remember this, when I was trying to do this, I was creating like black boxes that I was putting, and I use this as my cursor, right? But I was putting black boxes around there so I could put stuff on top of the black boxes, and I realized I could just make my video window smaller and the background is black. I can change the background, but I'm not going to do that because black is really perfect for this. But yeah, I agree. Shredding is not music, and so you know, I'm trying to make music. I'm trying to say something. Shredding says I'm bored, or I'm showing off, or and see, I didn't like the way I got out of that, so I'm gonna punch in there, and I'm at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so I'm past the halfway point on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way to the end of this. Hopefully, I can finish it today. I do have stuff I have to do today, but I'll try to make this a priority if I can. A minor pentatonic over the D minor. G string snuck in there, but all of that was pretty good. You know, if I'm patient, don't try to show off. Just try to be melodic. Try to say something musically. Have a conversation with myself, which is pretty much what I do when I do these live streams. I'm just talking to me. I'm talking to you, but yeah, I used to want to be a shredder, but the thing is, nobody pays me to shred for the most part. I don't make any money shredding. So, and I'm getting into that. Now I'm at 8.5 minutes. That was 2 minutes I just did. So I could probably just do all the rest of this with you. Okay, so I'm there. I see. I don't know where I am in relation to the. I'll do a little bit of shred. Let's see if we can shred. See, I already right away I didn't like it. Cause see, I'm kind of mostly doing pentatonics over that G. That chord is B minor pentatonic works great over that. I can tease this G note, but that C sharp kind of doesn't work, but maybe it does. Because what's coming, let's see, let me try it. Got to find a better way in and out of it. So the E works great over the D minor. The B flat's not bad over the D minor. Screwed that up. But I didn't mind this. See, like I said, the E natural is going to work. See, I'm not digging that C sharp over the B minor. You know, and the C. I could sell the C better, I think, than the C sharp over the B minor. Yeah, I mean, something like that. It's not shredding, though. That's not fast. Yeah. You know, and sometimes I get myself into a mental corner that I paint myself into a mental corner, like I got to do something. I don't have to do anything. But I think I'll go higher though. Gotta work on this range here. That's the wrong scale. That was cool though. Like that. It's It's gone forever. It was brilliant. No, it wasn't. It wasn't brilliant. But I do like this kind of. Nah, I did it again. I gotta trust my fingers. I'm not trusting my fingers. Or my ear. I'm not trusting anything. Oh, that was kind of nice. Something like that would be cool too with that A. Let me punch in. I only got 30 seconds that time. Chipping away though, almost to the end. Where can I go in? Where can I go in? That's why there's a lot of gaps in my playing here because it makes it a lot easier to punch in and fix. If I played non-stop, it would be really hard to punch in. Yeah, I was a little late to that idea. Let me go in. I kind of like that idea. You know what? What was that? What did I do before that? Okay, I'll keep that. Oh no, not yet. I love that, but I totally messed up. This is my day. This is what I do all day long. I like that though. All of that was pretty good. It was amazing. It was the most amazing guitar playing ever done. Welcome to the Egomaniac channel. The Egomaniac guitar player. No one's ever played that good. I dare anyone to play as good as that was. Okay. You know what? I've done that a lot. So what did I say? Just start on one note and go down a third and go up from there. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it at a different point in the scale. See if I can do that. That wasn't bad. Remember, it's a C chord mostly. And you don't have to go crazy with the scale just on the special chord every time. Make some funny faces too. Kind of like that shreddy stuff. That was a little shreddy. I got shreddy. What's his name? Shreddy Krueger. It's like a little Shreddy Krueger there. It's not. Yeah, it's good. It's a decent tone. I'm not. So the amp I'm using is the Blue Cat Axiom, FYI. Let's see. So, and where am I at? I'm at 10:12. Huh? We're almost to the end of this track. And trust me, the last bit is fade. So, let's see what we got here. What yeah, so, it's what I call pentatonic 2. D minor pentatonic is right here. It's the next one up. So the main pentatonic that everybody uses, I call it pentatonic number 1. Pentatonic 2 is right there. Stevie Ray Vaughan loved that one. You can do that. He would do that all the time. It's nice and tight, and you can get that. You can get that that flat 5 in there. I don't know. Is this a good lesson? I have no idea. Ah, dang it. Oh, I could have stayed with that, couldn't I? Remember, the C works okay with that. It's not great, but... Dang it. My finger slipped. I'll keep all that. I think if I can get the crossfade to work, yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah. So bouncing, merging, flattening, merge. The I don't know. I haven't heard Gilmour's first album. I wish I listened to more music. I just don't. I don't even subscribe to like Spotify or Apple Music or anything. I'm doing music all day long, and then I don't. And if I were driving a lot, then I would. But I don't. Literally, I put 5,000 miles a year on my car. It's ridiculous. I work. The session I did this morning was for a woman composer. I don't know why I say woman composer in London. I didn't have to get in my car and drive to London, which was great. So God bless the internet for that. But yeah, I kind of flubbed that anyway, so that's a good place to punch in. And we're at 10:30 now, so. Nah, it's hard to have something to say after 10 and a half minutes. I kind of like that. I'm going to start that. I'm going to use that. Open D string. Yeah, I didn't like that. actually, to me now as I'm playing through this, the harder part for me to play over is that major 7 chord without doing the same dang thing over and over again. Let's see if I can do something like that. See, I think that's kind of cool if I can get that down. That's weird. That would be one of the things where I would practice, you know, try to get that down. But again, it's a lick. Watch this. I won't do it. I won't be able to get it because I want to get it. It's got to be more. It's got to come more from here and less from here and here, you know. It's close. But I need something in between. It's too long to wait. I mean, too long to go without hearing me play guitar. Okay, I'll take that. I'll play. Keep that what I did. I like that. So I'm gonna go in again later. Again, it's the sitting on a chord. It's super good education. Sit on that chord progression. Try to come up with some ideas over kind of a very simple, boring chord progression, and then all of a sudden have it change into some like, what the heck chords are those? And try to come up with something. It's super challenging and super good for me. So. And soon you'll be able to do it too, because I'm going to upload all this and you'll be able to jam along. So again, I'm going to have the jam track for 12.5 minutes, and I'm going to have me jamming along with the jam track for 12.5 minutes. Be a super duper long, the opposite of a YouTube short. Okay, where are we? I just listening to see where we're at. Okay, so we're kind of in that. So right there. I kind of like the little lick I did, so I kind of played off of that. It wasn't awful. I'm going to redo all that. Ah, dang it. This close to cussing. That's the end. We made it. That's pretty cool. So now I don't have to do it later. Yeah, I got you to watch me do it, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but now we can go back and go, oh, it's actually on video, me playing most of it. Oh, let's see. Now, I think I got this. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, I got it. Okay. Cool. Save. I haven't saved in a while. It saves automatically, but it likes it when I save. Oh, good. I'm glad it was cool. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's, hard to solo 12 minutes on something. That's a long, stupid solo. I would never subject anybody to that on a record or on a, let's see, get rid of that. Okay. Live. Never. I mean, unless, like, I had no choice. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So, and we have anybody here? Did I shred people away? Well, no, it's been pretty flat. Like right around 120 or right around 24. It's not bad. Pink elephants, what's going on? Beato, did he even ask? Or did he try to ask? I don't know. I'm sure, yeah, I mean, he's spoken to Brian May, he's spoken to, now he hasn't spoken to Paul McCartney or Ringo yet, but he's spoken to, and I'm surprised, I think he could probably get to Ringo. Paul might do it too. I don't know, Paul's an interesting interview though. I don't know that, I mean, yeah, Paul would be good. I mean, I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. Gilmore, yeah, and I know Gilmore knows who Beato is. It's more the company won't let him do what makes a song great with Pink Floyd songs, Beatles songs, things like that. Although he did just do a video on Beatles song. I don't know how much of it he played on the, isn't his newest one on A Strange But Perfect Beatles song. Okay, this was his live thing. Oh, he's got a beard like me. Copycat. I wonder if I'll see him at the NAMM show this year. I'm planning on going. We'll see. I have to get tickets. I don't like the drive, and I don't like the crowds and the noise and the cost and the parking and all that. Is that the song he does? The Strange But Perfect Song, Ticket to Ride. Yeah, this is a great song. And the drum part's perfect. I just saw a drummer video, a short on YouTube short. And I'll watch some videos on how to make a YouTube short. And I can take some of my old videos and put it there and then put links to the videos, something like that too. But the drummer, is like, yeah, you could have totally just played. But he's a he definitely did his thing. The Rick Rubin interview I didn't watch. I mean, Rick Rubin kind of, he doesn't write. He doesn't know anything about. I don't know. Maybe he knows more. He's more of a yogi than a record producer. Of course, I probably shouldn't say anything bad about him. And then he calls me. I heard, you want to work with me? Sure. I heard you say some bad stuff. No, I didn't. I'm not saying bad stuff about him. I don't know. I do have friends that work for him. And it's not likely he would ever call me. I'm not the kind of player he would call anyway. But anyway, speaking of anyway, I should probably hit it. And I'll try to get this thing up. I've got to do some more graphics. I want to do the scales. I want to give you at least one position of the scale to have, and then, but generally creating the movie. I just do it in iMovie here on my studio computer, and not on my laptop like I do with most of the others, because they. It's super easy video to do. It's just literally, it'll be loading 2 audio files and then a black card where I drop on top of these graphics and then just make them change. I'll make it change every about minute or so, and then yeah. So and I think what I'm going to say is for the D minor, like D minor pentatonic's nice. D minor blues works. A minor pentatonic is nice over the D minor because again, remember it's doing that D minor, yes, but to C right away, right? So it's really a C chord. So with a D in the bass. So it's and then in fact there's an A in there too. Where the A is on top. So what's the voicing I'm using? That is that right? No. Yeah. But down an octave probably. Over D. Like that? No, that's over, it's over G. No, over A. Oh no, okay, that's right. What chord am I thinking of? Oh no, it's over D, sorry. So A minor works really, A minor pentatonic works great over that. Even A minor diatonic might, but that B, you could go to B flat on it. I don't know. B flat works better because there's a B flat in the A7 scale. Oh my gosh. How many times do you have to unsubscribe from somebody before they believe you? It's like, seriously? And then they make the unsubscribe button like the smallest thing in the email. Manage my subscriptions. Decline offer. No thanks. I'm good for now. Yeah, I don't. Never. I think somebody just keeps signing me up. Just to frustrate me. Yeah. I never subscribed to them, so I don't know how they just get email lists and then they go crazy. Paul McCartney watched Jerry Cantrell. Yeah, that was a good one too because I wasn't a huge. I didn't know. I kind of knew the music, but I learned it a lot better. Yeah, last week he did Why Gilmore Won't Be on My Channel. And I don't think it's because Gilmore's mad at him. I just don't think Gilmore does that kind of thing, for one thing. But we'll see. I did interview Joe DeBlasi, who actually wrote, what was the song that he wrote? I can't play it, but, if I play it, I'll get flagged. But it was it? That was Joe DeBlasi, and they kind of said, well, we kind of want the James Bond thing. So Gilmore wrote that thing, but Joe wrote the guitar part out and did the descending thing, and Gilmore was sitting right there, said he was super cool, super nice, but Gilmore had no finger picking chops. That was the thing that Gilmore just can't finger pick, or couldn't then, and so that's why they hired Joe, and it was for The Wall. I did a video on that. If you look, Joe DeBlasi, if you Google Strahle and DeBlasi, or not Google, well, you can Google it, it's fine. DeBlasi. Oops, not DeBlase. There we go. You'll see, I did the full interview, and then I just did a snippet where he talks about Gilmore. I did that on a separate, also. So but the Gilmore part's in the full interview and on its own. So anyway, yeah, Miles Davis Kind of Blue is a great thing to practice soloing over. Yeah. All right, listen, I should get going. I've been going for almost 2 hours. All right. Well, God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll see you next Monday. I think we're good next Monday. So I will talk to you soon.